talking about Frank Zappa and the concerts that I went to, all Frank Zappa experiences I had. Anyway, it's like I actually was, I think, first introduced to Frank Zappa probably around 73 or something like that, 72, 73. My brother had one of his LPs, and it was called, and in my opinion, I think it was, my personal favorite LP record that he produced was called Just Another Band from LA. And it was Frank Zappa and the Mothers of Invention. And I just think the grouping of those talents, it had two guys from the Turtles in it with Frank Zappa, and just a brilliant LP, and you can of course get the CD or whatever, still get the music and everything. It's very LA, LA experience back in the early 70s. Great songs and so on. So anyway, he had it. It's like, and then my boyfriend was really into Frank Zappa. My first real boyfriend, that was Ken Tenike, and he had a friend named Doug Connor, and from high school, and he was still friends with him for many years after high school. And Frank Zappa, for a number of years, had the 70s had New Year's Eve concerts, and I think it actually went even into the 80s. But and we're getting some problems with the cat here. I knew I'd have some cat interruptions here. And in this case, it's Mr. Gray Cat. No, you can't get on there. So anyway, so Frank Zappa, it's like, so they had these New Year's Eve concerts, and Doug and I and Ken would go, and it was always local in LA because Frank Zappa was just totally an LA guy. And as a matter of fact, his brother was a coach at Gardena High School where Ken went. Anyway, and they call him Coach Zappa. Anyway, one of the memories I have of going to the concert was I was sitting between the two of them, and because they'd been smoking dope, and I don't smoke dope, they would both, about halfway through the concert, and they were huge fans of Frank Zappa. About halfway through the concert, they kind of sort of passed out and they fell asleep, and they were sitting there. So I was sitting there between these two bozos, and I was enjoying the concert, and they were sleeping on and off through the last half of it. That was one of the things I remember about it. But when I think of Frank Zappa, I think of like all the good, like the good music, and all the music that he made. And I do have some Frank Zappa. In recent years, I've been collecting LPs, and I do have some Frank Zappa stuff. And I recently, not too long ago, I have it on CD. Just Another Band from LA, and I actually still have I have an older car, so I have a CD player in it, and I was just listening to that recently, and so I was just thinking about it, and all the good memories of that. This thing is